Shalom. I want to start off by giving all honor and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, every well, peace and blessings to the elect of Israel. I know the background might be a little sketchy, but desperate times call for desperate measures. Leave it at that. But point is, man, all right, you gotta meditate on this, man. Consider this. Why does life suck? Okay, because when you come into this truth, not that this truth sucks, but when you come into this truth, your life sucks, man. All right, now it's for a good reason though. Okay, and that reason is because we give up our lives, basically our reserve, man. All right, we gave up our lives for Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. So that's why the scriptures say, in order to enter into the kingdom of heaven, you got to be reborn. All right, according to John the 3rd chapter. So we're reborn. We're living a new life for Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. And a part of that new life for Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is that the Lord is chastising us. He's chastising us and building us up. That way, in that day, when the ultimate judgment comes, we don't get condemned with the rest of the world, man. All right? And now let's go ahead and get into some precepts on that. Lord's will, this video was edifying. All right? Let's start off with this one right here. All right? And I want to rehash this, man. Okay? Just because I said our life sucks doesn't mean that I'm talking about the truth. All right? Because Babylon sucks, man. All right? Surely oppression maketh the wise man mad. All right? Let's get this scripture real quick. This is Salakia. Start off with this scripture. 1 Corinthians chapter 4. And starting at verse 10. 1 Corinthians 4 and 10. I'll start at verse 9. For I think that the Most High has set us forth, Slakia, has set forth us, the apostles, last. Okay, now what does the word apostle mean? It means sent away teachers, or teachers sent away, okay? Now, we are not the elders and apostles of the Great Millstone, but in a way, we are all apostles, man, when we go out on the highways and byways and we go learn this truth, okay? It says, as it were approved to death, for we are made a spectacle unto the world and to angels and to men. That's right, we're made a spectacle. All right, the angels, they marvel at us when we do the work. Men marvel at us when we do the work. Okay, we're made a spectacle. All right. That's why people always want to come by the camp and take pictures, man. They think this thing is a show. But through the Spirit, it is a show. We're having a concert every week, man. Okay, and what are we singing? And what are we playing? What musical instruments are we playing? Are we blowing that trumpet? We're piping unto our fellows in the marketplaces. We're singing this song, which is this truth, man. Okay, through the Spirit. All right, 1 Corinthians 4 and 10. It says, we are fools for Mashiach's sake, but ye are wise in Mashiach. We are weak, but ye are strong. Right? How are we fools for Mashiach's sake? Because we go out on the highways and byways every week. All right, and we make our bodies a holy living sacrifice, man. All right, that's why it says, by the foolishness of preaching it, please the Most High to save them that believe, man. Because we look foolish out there, standing up out there on the highways and byways, screaming to the top of our lungs, talking to people who aren't taking heed. We look foolish, but really we understand it's deeper than that, man. And we don't really care about how we look to you people, but that's a whole different subject. I'm going to stay on topic, Lord's will. It says, we are weak, but ye are strong. Yeah, we are weak. The flesh is weak, but the spirit is willing. And how are we strong? We're strong in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Philippians 4 and 13. I can do all things through a Mashiach which strengtheneth me. All right? Ye are honorable, but we are despised. That's right. We are honorable, man. If we be of those men, if we be of the elect, we are honorable. Okay? But who are we despised? We're despised by the world, because the world, they hate the light, man. Right? And they love darkness. Okay? It says, even unto this present hour we both hunger and thirst and are naked and are buffeted and have no certain dwelling place. That's right. So it says we're naked, all right, we hunger, we thirst, we're buffeted. All right, buffeted means to basically for someone to put their hands on you, man. And brothers have had people buffet us, put their hands on us, okay? And they also smite us with their words, man. You know, they talk crap about us too. Oh, you guys are wearing costumes. You guys are wearing capes. You know, they talk shit about us, man. But that's all right, okay, because they talk shit about the Lord, all right? So what did Yahushua say? The servant is not greater than his master, man. So Yahushua caught hell. We're going to have to catch hell too. That's why Yahushua said, you know, can you drink of the cup that I'm going to drink? And are you going to be baptized with the baptism that I'm being baptized with? And what's that baptism? What's that cup? This suffering, man, okay? We have to drink of that cup too, you know? And it's lucky I'm squinting my eyes because I'm trying not to look into the camera directly, you know? I want to be able to read these scriptures efficiently, all right? This is verse 12. And labor, working with our own hands, being reviled, we bless. Being persecuted, we suffer it. Okay? Being defamed, we entreat. We are made as the filth of the world, and of the offscourging of all things unto this day. I write not these things to shame you, but as my beloved sons I warn you. Okay? That's right, man. All right, so we're made as the filth of the world, man. People look at us as a filthy thing, you know? But we're really the cleanliest thing out here, man. All right? Even though the scriptures do say our righteousness is as filthy rags, all right? But we are washed through by the word, all right? I'm going to get another precept. I'm going to go to the book of Romans, Salakia. It was Romans chapter 8, starting at verse 17. It says, and if children, then heirs, heirs of the Most High, and joint heirs with Mashiach, if so be that we suffer with him, that we may be also glorified together. Okay, that's right. So if we suffer with Yahushua, we're going to be glorified with him. Okay, and we're suffering with Yahushua right now. Lord's will, we endure to the end. Verse 18, for I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. And what is that glory? Salvation, all right? Getting those new bodies, you know? Getting the laws written inside our inward parts, man. You know, while everyone is being destroyed, the Lord is beaming us up. That's a glorious thing, man, okay? Inheriting the promises and the blessings of the kingdom, you know? This is stuff that we look forward to. That's the stuff that we labor for, Akim. So always remember that, man. Matter of fact, let me get this one through the Spirit. I didn't have this one written down, but that's how the Spirit works, man. You know? Let me get this scripture real quick. All right? This is Hebrews chapter 6, starting at verse 10. It says, for the Most High is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love, which ye have shewed toward his name, and that ye have ministered to the saints and do minister. So the Most High is not unrighteous to forget our works, man. All right, the Lord is not going to forget our works, man. He's not unrighteous to forget our works. The Lord sees what we're doing, man. He sees us putting in this work, all right? And he's going to reward us. He's going to reward every man according to his works, man. So you want the Lord to reward you of something of a good report, okay? And read this again, Hebrews 6 and 10. For the Most High is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love, all right? And what is that labor of love? John 21, starting at verse 15 to 17. What do Yahushua say to Simon, whose name was also Peter, okay? You know, he says, Simon, do you love me? He said, yeah, Lord, you know I love you. He said, feed my sheep. Okay, that's that labor of love, man. All right, feeding the Lord's sheep. Verse 11, and we desire that every one of you do shew the same diligence to the full assurance of hope unto the end. All right, right. He that endureth to the end, the same shall be saved. Verse 12, that ye be not slothful, but followers of them who through faith and patience inherit the promise. That's right, man, okay? So we can't be slothful in this thing, and we got to have faith, you know, and patience to inherit the promises. Now, I'm going to stay in the book of Hebrews, all right? And Hebrews chapter 12 and starting at verse 5. Hebrews 12 and 5. And ye have forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto you as unto children. My son, despise not thou the chastening of the Lord, nor faint when thou art rebuked of him. For whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth, and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth. What does it say in Sirach 2 and 5? Acceptable men are tried, and our acceptable men
are tried from the furnace of adversity, man. All right, the Lord scourgeth every son he receiveth. That's why the scriptures say, when you come to serve the Lord, prepare your soul for temptation, man. All right, the Lord is gonna try you. He's gonna chastise you as well, but you have to remain faithful.
It says, verse 7, Hebrews 12:7, if ye endure chastening, the Most High deals with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not? But if ye be without chastisement, whereof all are partakers, then ye are bastards and not sons.
And looking at it in a spiritual sense, Deuteronomy the 23rd chapter and verse 2 says, a bastard shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord. So if you're a spiritual bastard, you ain't gonna enter into the congregation of the Lord, man. You know, now we get it. I'm saying in a spiritual sense, you know. All right.
Verse 9, furthermore, we have had fathers of our flesh which corrected us, and we gave them reverence.
Right. You know, your parents whoop your ass. You know, you respect them for it later down the road. Okay.
It says, shall we not much rather be in subjection unto the Father of spirits and live?
That's right. So if we be in subjection to the Most High, we're gonna live. You know, we are in subjection to our parents. That saves us from an ass whooping. You know, and that's also being subjection to the Most High. Honor thy mother and father. Now, if they're telling you to go off, then that's when you know, tell them kick rocks. But if it's within the law and it's not going off, then you honor your mother and father to the best of your ability. All right.
Verse 10, for they verily for a few days chasten us after their own pleasure.
Right. Our parents, sometimes they just do stuff for their own pleasure, man. You know, like you forget your phone somewhere and your mom would be like, nope, leave it. You know, let's go. You should have learned to take your phone. You know, that's them chastening us for their own pleasure, man. Okay, but the Lord chastises us for just reasons. Okay,
it says, but he for our profit.
That's right. So the Lord, he chastises us for our profit, man. Okay,
that we might be partakers of his holiness. Now no chastening for the present seemeth to be joyous, but grievous. Nevertheless, afterward it yieldeth the peaceable fruit of righteousness unto them which are exercised thereby. That's right, man. Okay?
That's right. Okay? That's plain and simple, man. You know? Chastisement doesn't seem to be joyous right now, but guess what? It's gonna help us in the long run, all right? You know, kind of like when you're training for a sport, you know, you go through all that rigorous training, okay? And yeah, it doesn't feel good, but after you work out, after you finish that training session, you're like, yeah, I feel good, man. You know, and then when it's time to compete, you know, you blow through the competition. So that's basically what the Lord is setting us up to do through the Spirit, man. All right? You know, we do this thing for real, for real. Kind of like when the Apostle Paul said, you know, those who run the race, they run to win the prize, man. Okay? And we run the race to win the prize, you know? And he said he fighteth, but not as one that beateth the air. You know, so the Apostle Paul, he's saying he ain't shadow boxing, man. He's real deal fighting, man. You know, so that's what we're doing through the Spirit. Okay.
You get this scripture. This is 1 Corinthians 11:32. It says, "But when we are judged, we are chastening of the Lord, all right, that we should not be condemned with the world." Okay,
that's plain and simple. So the Lord judges us so we don't get condemned with the world. I'd rather the Lord beat me down now and build me up than to beat me down when the missiles come through, man. All right, or Jacob's trouble come through, you know. But hey, it's really not up to me at the end of the day, man. Okay. Now I got a few more precepts, and I'm gonna close out with this. Okay. This is 1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 1. For as much then as Mashiach has suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourselves likewise with the same mind. Okay? Right. So we got to gird up our mind, you know? It says, for he that hath suffered in the flesh hath ceased from sin. That's right. And we suffer in the flesh daily, man. All right? We give up our bodies as a holy living sacrifice. We mortify the deeds of the flesh, man. Okay? That he no longer should live the rest of his time in the flesh to the lust of men, but to the will of the Most High. That's right. That's how we cease from the flesh. Because we don't live our life to the will of men. We live our life to the will of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai on the right-hand side. Okay? Verse 3. For the time past of our life may suffice us to have wrought the will of the Gentiles. And the will of the Gentiles is basically going into, you know, wicked stuff, you know, your old man, okay? Because before you came into this truth, you were an Israelite, but spiritually you were a heathen, you were a Gentile, okay? And that's where the Israelite foreigners in the New Testament, all right, this is a whole different topic, but to keep it frank and brief, the Israelite foreigners in the New Testament, okay, they were in a heathen Gentile mindset, okay? Just like how we were before we came into this truth, all right? It says, when we walked in lasciviousness, lust, excess of wine, revelings, banquetings, and abominable idolatries, wherein they think it strange that ye run not with them to the same excess of riot, speaking evil of you. Okay, that's right, man. You know, so people talk shit up, like I said earlier, they talk shit about us because we're not doing what they're doing, man. You know, but then the same people in the world be the same ones to be like, oh, be a leader. You know, don't be a follower, be a leader. Okay, but as soon as you start being a leader, you know, that's when their demons want to get all riled up in them. But let me get this point real quick. I'm going to read this again. 1 Peter 4:2. That he no longer should live the rest of his time in the flesh to the lust of men, but to the will of the Most High. That's a beautiful scripture right there. Let's get this real quick to bounce off that. All right. This is the book of Galatians, chapter 5, starting at verse 19. It says, now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanliness, lasciviousness, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulations, wrath, strife, seditions, heresies, envyings, murders, drunkenness, revelings, and such like, of the which I tell you before, as I have also told you in time past, that they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of the Most High. That's a cut for you Christians, man. All right? So if you fit one of those criterias, okay, unless the Lord has mercy on you, you will not inherit the kingdom of the Most High, okay? But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law. And these are all the stuff and attributes we need to attribute in this truth, man, okay? And they that are Mashiachs have crucified the flesh with the affections and the lust. Okay, so we give up these affections and lusts of this flesh, man, to be of Mashiachs. That's why Paul said, I count all things dung that I may win Mashiach, okay? If we live in the Spirit, let us also walk in the Spirit. Let us not be desirous of vain glory, provoking one another, envying one another. And that's the point, man, all right? So Lord willing, this video was edifying. So consider this, Akim. All right, we're catching hell. Yeah, life may suck right now, but that's because it's for a greater cause, man, all right? So Lord's will, this video was edifying. I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahushai, Ba'ashim, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that rule well, peace and blessing to the elected Israel. Wa Abad Babal, Ba'ashim, Yahushai. Shalom, Akim.